Hey now, babes, welcome back to the motherfucking channel. You are watching Nails by N.A.E, the nail art enthusiast. And guys, this is episode 4 of the channel. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's episode 4. And today, what I have in store for you guys is a fill and an acrylic color change. And I'm just going to show you guys step by step on how I complete this entire look. So let's get into this video. So, okay guys, before we start talking about prep, what I did to do a acrylic color change, is I shaved down her previous set to a very thin layer, and that actually helps me when I reapply acrylic, it's easier for me to reapply it and change the color. You want to try to get as much of the old color acrylic you can off, and so it'll be easier for you to apply a different color. So basically, just like I stated, you file it down as thin as possible without it breaking or without you having to replace any nails, and then you go in with your new acrylic color after you prep it. You want to sand the new growth, push back the cuticles, use a sanding band to slightly buff the new growth of the natural nail. Dehydrate, prime, 2 coats of Young Nails primer, and then you go in with the new color. So today the base is just going to be a simple cover color from Glam Glitz called Light Blush, I believe. And just like I use this in almost every video. I'm not even going to lie to you. I use this color on almost every client because it is just so beautiful, and it's a perfect base for like Frenches or any nude background design. It just works really, really well, and it like matches every client's skin tone. So it's just like my perfect go-to. So we're just going to cover the entire nail, every nail with this color, and we're going in with a 2 bead method to simply cover the entire nail. And then if I feel it's necessary to go back in certain spots just to cover that blue, then I will do so. Honestly, if you know the color wheel, you can kind of cancel out the blue by adding a different color, but I didn't feel like doing all that. That's just too much. So I just went over it with a nude and just simply covered it as much as I could. And honestly, in certain spots, you could see a hint of the light blue, but it didn't matter to me because I was going to cover these nails with all nail art anyway. So it was just going to cover that right up, and you weren't going to be able to tell that this set was even blue in the first place. And the set that we did before was really, really cute, and you can actually check it out on my Instagram. It was like an abstract line design, color blocking design with different shades of blue. It was really, really pretty. Gel art, really, really bomb. Really, really, really pretty, and she absolutely loved it. And now we're just gonna go in with a fun, like, smiley face, fun design. And this client, she always just likes having fun with her nails, like always loves having fun with her nails. So besides that little spill I went on, let me just show you guys and tell you guys how we do this. So when applying acrylic, you want to let the acrylic do its thing. Don't work against the acrylic. What I mean by that is when you put your brush into the monomer and then grabbing a bead of acrylic, wait like 3 to 5 seconds for it to set up before you put it on the nail. That ensures that you're not wasting any product. You don't have to worry about it running off the sides. It's going to sit up really, really nicely. It's going to cover what you need, and it's going to allow you to rebuild that apex structure, because that's what you need to make sure that the nails do not break. You want to make sure you have a nice apex. The apex does not have to be thick. You do not have to make sure that the nails are thick. That is a misconception. That area does not have to be thick. You can actually make it an unbreakable nail by doing a thinner apex. It just has to be there. That structure just has to be there for your nails to not break. And you just fill it in on the edge as well, on the free edge. Just fill in some acrylic so you get smoothness, evenness across the whole entire nail. And you want to make sure you just do that with every nail. Make sure it's as perfect and smooth as possible. And then I find that when I am doing this is just funny. This is something I realized. It's always easier for me to do one hand than it is the other. I don't know if it's because of how the client may be sitting or how I may be positioned throughout the day, but I know one hand, if I start on their right hand, it may take longer for me to do it than their left hand. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm in my head about it. I don't know if any other nail tech goes through that. Like if one hand is faster than the other, please let me know. Maybe it's just a thing like you're trying to figure out what you're trying to do. So you're slowing your process down. And then by the time you get to the second hand, you're like, oh my gosh, like I know what I'm going to do. So I don't have to worry about it and it's going to just go faster. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But if any other nail tech is out there and you're having the same like problem as me, please tell me so I'm not the only one, cuz that just funny to me. That is kind of like really ridiculous. But yeah, it's just a simple nude across this whole entire set. And I'm just going to let you guys finish watching me apply this acrylic. And what I'm going to do is just cap it with some clear to finish building the apex, because you do not want to build an apex with colored acrylic. You want to build a apex with your clear because you're going to waste your product if you build with your color. But guys, finish watching and I will come back later in the video. Hey now, babes. So we're back and we're getting right into this filing. Okay. So a lot of the filing that I do is with a hand file. I feel like a hand file is easier for you to perfect your shape, to get it nice and crisp, exactly the way that you want. I use an 8080 grit file from Pana, and you can get that off of Amazon. I get a bunch of them actually in bulk, and those are my favorite go-to files for getting a nice crisp shape. And guys, okay, the secret, it's not really a secret, but it's something that you have to learn, because even by me telling you, you're not going to be able to get it until you physically apply what I'm saying, and then you keep practicing and see the adjustment. So, what I'm going to tell you guys, to get a nice, crisp, clean shape every time, no matter if it's coffin, tapered square, stiletto, almond, everything, it's all about how you angle your file. And I know a lot of nail techs always say that you have to get your angles right when filing, and that helps you perfect your shape. For instance, when you're doing a tapered square or a square look, you have to make sure that file on the side walls is parallel to the nail itself. And you got to make sure it's straight up and down, like 90 degrees. You got to make sure it's straight up and down on the side walls. And that helps you get a clean, crisp sidewall shape. And then when you go to the free edge, you want to make sure it's at a 90-degree angle as well, so you can make sure that free edge is nice and straight. That's what helps you get a clean, crisp, tapered square look each and every time. You will not be disappointed. So when you're going in and filing, practice that 90 degrees, practice that, and then see what happens on nails when you drift your angle and it's not actually perpendicular. Or if it's not 90 degrees, if you accidentally drift it a different way, it will alter the shape. You want to make sure your file is always straight, always straight. So, with the hand file, we just clean up the sidewalls, clean up underneath, make sure everything is nice and crisp, go on the free edge, and then we go back over the nail with a back and forth motion to make sure everything is smooth and make sure the whole nail is perfect. Then we go in with the E-file. Now with the E-file, I am using a 5-in-1 bit. I believe I got that from Pana as well. It's my favorite go-to bit when cleaning up the cuticle area and just cleaning up any area that needs be with a simple file. This 5-in-1 bit, it does a lot. You can clean up the free edge too to make sure the edge is nice and round, and then you just seal up the cuticle area with that to prevent any lifting, or where acrylic may have slipped over or anything like that in the cuticle area. So we're just going to use that 5-in-1 bit, finish cleaning that up, and then we're going to go in with a sanding bit. And I find that, I didn't always use that technique with the sanding band, but you'll see after the 5-in-1 band, I always go in with each and every client with a sanding band to just smooth out the little ridges that the 5-in-1 bit has created. Sometimes it creates like slight, like little indentations, and I just go over with that with the sanding band to just smooth it out. It's acting as a buffer, so I don't use a buffer when doing sets. I find it kind of pointless. When I go back in with the sanding band, it's basically like repeating the same step. And honestly, the sanding band, it just smooths out all the scratches or slightly indentations, and it just makes sure I go back in on the cuticle area to make sure that it's just properly sealed and smooth. And so when I apply any gel over top of this, it's smooth. Everything's just smooth. So yeah, we're just going to finish watching this and then we're going to get back into the video. Okay, here you're going to see me cover each entire nail with a base coat from Beetles. We are just going to cover every nail with a base coat. A base coat just acts as a barrier for you to apply gel paint. So when applying a base, even if it's a top coat or a base coat, I find just using the base coat is easier for me, so I'm not wasting my top coat. I use this as a protective layer for when I'm doing any gel art. So if I make a mistake or anything messes up, I can wipe it off without it smearing into any scratches on the nail. Because when you don't put a protective layer, like a gel base or top coat, your gel polish will go into the scratches of the nail, and it will be harder for you to get it out of those scratches. So I find just putting a base coat on the nail first before applying any gel art is a way that I can prevent that from happening, and my gel art will go on the nail very smooth. So let's get into this design. So she asked for a freestyle, and usually all of my clients ask for freestyles. They just tell me like the colors or what they're trying to go for a little bit, and then they just like, you know what, girl, just do what you do. It's going to turn out bomb. So I'm just like, you know what, all right, sit back, let me do my thing. So we're going to go in with a white Frenchie on some of the fingers, and then we're going to do some line art on every other finger, if that makes sense. So Frenchies are going to be on every other finger, and then there's going to be line art in white on every other finger as well. And we just used a simple liner brush to create this look, and I used the same liner brush to do all of my Frenchies. And I believe, honestly, I found this liner brush in like some of my brushes that I got from like, I want to say like art kits, and I just needed a new one because my old bristles were like bleh. So I was just like, oh, I don't feel like ordering a new one. Let me see what I got. And I ended up coming across this. And honestly, this thing, I believe it was like really, really, really super, super cheap. And honey, it is doing the job. You do not have to spend an arm and a leg on brushes. You can just learn how to make them work for you. So don't be a nail tech that wastes money on products that you don't need to waste money on. Like, you're just going to countlessly over time and again find yourself buying stuff that is pointless. Do not make it harder for yourself, and don't spend money where you do not need to spend money on. Like, if you have a brush that's been sitting around, dip that baby in some acetone, dip it in some monomer, or whatever you got to do to get those bristles right again, and I bet you it'll work perfect for you like it was brand new. So that's another tip. Don't waste your money where you do not need to waste your money, because being in this industry and being a nail tech, we can waste our money on so much. Like, oh my gosh, time after time, I've probably like wasted money on charms, or, you know, I won't say waste money because somebody will use it. I just haven't used it on a set yet, but I know I bought charms, I bought stickers, I bought decals, I bought paint, I've bought glitter, all different types of stuff that a client has never used, or I have never used, period. So it's just sitting there. But you know what, it's okay, because you got to invest in yourself as a nail tech to build your business. And say, like, if your client was like, I need this, do you have this? Instead of saying no, you like, yeah, I just bought that last week. You know, it's kind of handy. So I guess it works out, you know. Whatever. But yeah, so we're just doing some line art, some swirl designs, very abstract, all over the place. I didn't know what I wanted to do or how I wanted to place them. I just went with the flow. And then we just did these Frenchies. And I think it's called an A, how they do these Frenchies. Like, you line the side walls, then create an H, and then create an X going down to create the perfect Frenchie. Honestly, I do my Frenchies all different types of ways. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, this method I do use a lot, and then there's sometimes I use a different method. Honestly, Frenchies can be done all different types of ways. You can color the tip, paint the tip, and then use a cleanup brush to create your Frenchie look. Or you can do an acrylic Frenchie. It's all different ways you can do a Frenchie. And listen, people think this is real simple. Frenchies are not simple. They are not simple. You got to make sure they're symmetrical on both sides. They're even across every nail. Like, Frenchies are just, they're not simple at all. Like, I could go on and on about some Frenchies, but yeah, whatever. We're not going to do that. So, after all the white gel polish is placed, we're going to go in with different colors of the rainbow to create some squiggly smileys. I don't know if you guys saw that on, it was like a trend going around on Instagram, and I definitely did see it on TikTok as well. It was like squiggly smiley faces. So I decided, like, why not put this on this design and do them in different colors? So that's what we're going to do with this look. And honestly, I thought it was just super, super fun, super cute, summertime, get your color out there, but also just being fun. Like, I just love doing like fun designs on nails. Like, they just be like, oh my gosh, like, why be simple when I can be all of that, you know? And nails are just like a form of expression for me. So I was like, girl, we're just going to do this. We're going to do these squiggly smileys. We're going to do them in different colors, very abstract, very cute, very bright. And they're just going to be popping. Super different. Nobody's going to have the nails that you have because, honey, I didn't even know what I was doing when I was starting. So, yeah, you're going to be original. Super original. But yeah, this design was super easy. Anybody can do it. You just honestly let the liner brush do whatever it wants to create these squiggly outlines. And then you just go in certain areas to just, you know, perfect that shape. But it was really easy. And then you go back in to the shapes and you just add eyes and a smile in certain ones if you want to. You don't have to. You really don't. It just depends on how you want the look to turn out. But I just made sure every squiggly face at least had eyes. So it wasn't just like, what is that? What is this look trying to do? Like, no. We had a mission, we had a goal, and we definitely got it done. And I think this turned out super, super cute, like super fun. I think this also would look really good in like black, and then all the smiley faces were in like white or like red or something like that. Like, I think that would be really, really good. Really, really cute. Kind of like a chalkboard look. That would be super, super cute. I don't know. Yeah, I might have to try that out or see if I can recreate this set, because yeah. Honestly, I'm not even going to lie. When I do freestyles, I just honestly just go with the flow. Whatever my hand can do in that moment, I just do it. Like, sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to do until I just start applying acrylic and then applying the gel art. Like, I honestly, I don't even know how I get it done, but just, you know what? I get the thing done. And when I finally look at the masterpiece, I'm like, oh girl, okay, this turned out really, really cute. This is popping. Okay, take your pictures, flick it up, flick it up so you can put it on the gram. Yeah. But really, like, my head is like a filing cabinet when it comes to the freestyles. Everybody always asks me, like, how do you do freestyles? How do you do them? How do you do them? And each and every time I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I look at nails 24/7 every day, every day. All the trending nails that are coming out, all the glitz and the glam, all the glitters, all the gel art, all the designs. And I'm just like, okay, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. I might not be able to do that. Okay. But then I learned how to make it my way. So it's like my signature on the nails, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's basically what I do. And then when a client comes in and says, girl, I want to freestyle, I'm like, okay, let me think about it. And then I ask, what colors do you want? Do you want any glitter? Do you want ombres? Like, what do you want? So I can get an idea, so I can get that, like, the what is it? The gears in my head turning to figure out what I'm going to do. And then after I figure it out, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is what we're going to do. Yeah, pop it. But you can see, I'm just adding in, after that little spill I went on, I just go back in and clean up the negative space by adding more smiley faces to achieve the look that I want. And yeah, just sit back and watch me finish this look. Boom, and I will be back later. Hey guys, so we're finally done with this look, and all you have to do is apply a top coat. The top coat that I will be using is from Beetles. It's super shiny, it does its job, and when applying top coat, all you want to do is just wipe down the sides on every nail to complete the look, keep the shape nice and crisp. And baby, when I applied that top coat, it was like boom, it was so cute. She took her hand back and was like, girl, I didn't even know you did all of this. And honey, it was just cute. It just did its thing, worked out perfectly. So guys, thank you for tuning in to episode 4. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and click that bell so you don't miss the next video. Bye.